So we've got our latest movie in the Wrong Turn franchise, and what did I think about it? So for me, in the month of February, when I heard about this movie coming out, I actually made my way through the Wrong Turn franchise. And by saying I made my way through the Wrong Turn franchise, I got to the fourth one, I watched the fourth one, and after that one, I decided I'm done. So as of right now, I have not seen the fifth or sixth installment in the franchise. So I skipped over them, went straight to the remake because, of course, you didn't really need to see them. But in terms of the original movies, I actually thought the original movie itself, the first one, I actually think that's decent. And I think if I got the opportunity to buy that on Blu-ray, I probably would pick that one up on Blu-ray. But then 2 through 4 were all dog shit. So I went into this one kind of really low expectations. I kind of had no expectations. I kind of expected this to be crap, to be stupid, I felt like they were only remaking it just to get the new audience in. Instead of having Wrong Turn 7, they just had Wrong Turns and people think it's a new franchise. I kind of expected it just to be really low quality, really shit movie. So as I went into it, the movie started to play out. First, I want to say 30-40 minutes, I found it to be quite boring and quite dull. It was just our characters in the group hanging out in this town, and then they move into a bar, and then they go up in the mountains, and they're just kind of hanging out, arguing a little bit, but mostly just having a bit of fun. And I just kind of thought that was I just found that a bit boring to watch that because I didn't really care about the characters. I think all of them were just unlikable. I thought one of them in particular, who you could tell straight away from his character that all the problems our character is going to face is going to be because of this guy. I was right. And as a whole, most of them, I just found them to be unlikable. So as they were doing their things, I didn't really care. I felt like none of them had any story, none of them had any development, and none of them really had a character. They were just, you are a girl who is interested in this, you are a boy who is like this. But besides that, they had no real kind of character around them. So watching them for the 30-40 minutes, I found it to be quite slow and quite dull. But then it takes a big massive turn, wrong turn, in about a 30-40 minute mark of this movie when the violence starts to happen, and that's the point where this movie gets really surprisingly good. The violence in this movie isn't like the movies in the rest of this franchise, where in the rest of the franchise I felt like they were getting to a point where, okay, this is kind of, it's been a bit too long, it's getting a bit boring, will we just kill off another character in a brutal way just to keep the audience engaged and interested. But in this movie, I felt like when a character died, it was more used as, okay, we're going to kill this character just to kind of build up the tension more, and the way the characters were killed were absolutely brutal. Some of them were horrible to look at. Some of them seeing the remains of the body after that was absolutely horrible. The way that the violence and the torture and the kills in this movie worked really well. As well, the twist on the original movie is based around these cannibal inbred hillbillies who live up in the mountains. And in the first movie, I didn't really mind as much, but as it moved on in the original films, it got really weird, really graphic. Like, you actually see sex scenes with these inbred hillbillies that just really, who wants to see that? So moving forward the franchise, that was one of the biggest nitpicks I had with the franchise, was that I really didn't care. I really didn't want to see all this stuff. Why did they keep showing me this stuff? But then in this movie, it's played differently, where it is, of course, these people, I'm assuming they're inbred. They're going to have to be inbred eventually with the way time works. But the way these people live and the whole town and the way the kind of villains of this movie play out, I was really shocked. Really liked the concept of this, and I feel like, not the first one, the original movies, I feel like that could have stood on its own and left it at that. But the way this movie creates a world around it, I actually do want to see continuations of this story. The whole town up there, it's not like I want to see a prequel, but I just want to see what's going to happen next to them moving forward. What is going to happen? Because more people, like in the movie, we see what happens, some stuff that kind of leads on to see what could happen in future movies. Really makes me want to see what's going to happen up there next. The way they live, the way they kind of look at judgment, and the way they've got their law built around them, it's just all so interesting, really making me want to see what's going to happen next with this town. For me, this is easily the best movie in the Wrong Turn franchise. Now, again, I haven't seen the 5th or 6th installment, so possibly if I watch them, they could be my favourite. Don't really have much high hopes for that though. But I went in honestly expecting nothing, and then I was actually really surprised at how good this movie actually was. Maybe if I didn't go in watching the other ones and I just went into this, I wouldn't have liked it. Maybe since my expectations were so low, I went in and was really pleasantly surprised with this movie. But I said that I would buy the first one on Blu-ray, and I think I would buy this one on Blu-ray. I think it's more of a chance of me actually being able to get this one on Blu-ray. So I think if I come across it, I probably will get this on Blu-ray because I want to watch it again. I actually was really surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie. The gore was great. The kind of action scenes, in a way, if you want to call them action scenes, were great. The tension was great. The whole like world created in this was really, really well done. There was some nitpicks I have. Again, I didn't like the characters. I thought there was one storyline that takes place in a different time period. I kind of wish it didn't let me know it took place in a different time period. I think I would have preferred if, instead of letting me know it was a different time period, instead if it just kind of led on that it was happening at the same time and then later on revealed that it was a different time period. I think that would have made for a bit more rewarding kind of view of what's happening here. I thought that would have worked a little bit more better, but again, it's only a slight little nitpick because I really, really enjoyed the movie. I'm really surprised I enjoyed the movie. But let me know your thoughts on the Wrong Turn 2021 remake slash reboot in the comment section down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know all that in the comment section down below. In terms of rating on Letterboxd, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, which I think that's the highest. I think I gave 2.5 stars to the 2003 movie, whatever the first one was. I gave 2.5 stars to that one, so this is by far, well, not by far, but it's a good bit better than the rest of them, because the rest of them I think were on either 1 star or half a star, the other one. So in terms of a rating, this is my highest rating of all of the movies in the Wrong Turn franchise. If you want to see my Letterboxd account, I'll leave a link to it in the comment or in the description down below. Again, if you want to see more horror content from me in the future, click that subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching.